Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be doing a look using the new Jaclyn Hill's new Vault collection with Morphe. I'm always one of those people that when I hear about a new launch, I try it and order it. I never make it, always ends up being sold out. But for the first time, I did order it on the first day. So since I just received this, I figured I would go ahead and create a look for you guys. I was actually at an extension event yesterday, and basically across the street, there was a mall with the Morphe store there. So I quickly just stopped by, kind of swatched a few of the colors. And I was so tempted to just buy it from the store, but I knew that I had ordered it, so I figured I would just wait. And I honestly think that the Ring the Alarm palette, which is kind of like the gorgeous warm toned colors, is going to be the most used by me, and I think by most everyone that buys the whole Vault collection. They are beautiful colors, and I do think definitely one of the most versatile. But really what sold me on wanting this Vault collection is the Armed and Gorgeous palette. And I think the name is so cute. I think a lot of you guys might know that like olive and these kind of mustardy tones are my absolute favorite colors. I mean, if I could wear these two colors like in clothing and anything, bury me in it. They are absolutely my favorite colors. And the last look that Jaclyn Hill did was this palette right here. And obviously she has very different coloring for me, different hair color, different eye color, but I do think that this palette as well, definitely just as versatile as the Ring the Alarm palette, but this is definitely what sold me on this Vault collection. I did want to get the entire collection. I do think that it is an absolute great deal. You do get 4 palettes. Obviously this has been going around, so I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it. This is the Dark Magic. I'm assuming this one will be the one I use the least, but gorgeous colors none the least. And then Bling Boss, which is this kind of purpley toned palette right here. Also super gorgeous. What I like about these palettes is that in each palette there definitely is something for everyone. So there's not a palette that's like, this is perfect for blue eyes, this is perfect for green eyes. I think in each palette there's definitely colors that can be beautiful on everyone. Now I know that there has been quite a bit of controversy with this launch of this Vault collection. I know that it was recalled because there was some inconsistency. I think Jaclyn Hill is an absolute genuine cool personality, an amazing YouTuber. I've followed her since she had barely any subscribers, and also as a fellow YouTuber myself, I definitely respect how she handles drama, and I definitely think she does have a lot coming her way, and one of the main reasons is probably because of her large following. But anyway, this is about makeup. This isn't, you know, what I think of her. I have to be honest, I do think that some of the colors that I used on this look today were a little bit hard to blend. But take that with a grain of salt. Coming from me, I am not a makeup artist. I don't use a ton of eyeshadow on a daily basis. But what sold me on this collection and what will make me buy any eyeshadow always comes down to the color. I know that blendability and fallout and all of that, like the texture of it, is super important. I totally understand that. But to me, I buy an eyeshadow for that color. Like there's no other brand that has that exact color. And that to me is what makes an eyeshadow palette unique. Of course, is it great and better if the blendability and the formula is absolute perfection? Of course. And I think she mentioned that some colors are milled and pressed differently. So each color is going to have a little bit of a different blendability, and I definitely noticed that. So if anything, that is probably the only thing I have to say about it that's maybe not completely positive, but I feel like each and every color in this entire collection is absolutely gorgeous. And much like her last palette, which is literally to this day still my everyday go-to. When I travel, that is what I pack. I really feel that you can create so many looks using that one palette. And I do feel that the blendability and the formulation on her first palette was superb. The other little bit of controversy with this collection with Morphe was that she said she came up with these colors in creating her first palette, and basically these were the ones that weren't used. These were put in a vault and now they're coming out. So a lot of people are saying, oh great, so these are like the leftover colors or the colors that weren't good enough for the first palette, but here they are, you know, coming out with the second palette because you couldn't come up with something new. And my opinion on that, I believe as an artist, color is just so beautiful in a million different ways. You can't describe what a feeling colors give you. And I honestly feel if she came up with these colors because she felt each and every one was beautiful, but she was creating one palette. If I had to create a palette, holy shit, it would take me like 20 years just to decide what would go on that palette, because I would want to put each and every single color. And when you're creating a palette, it's not just about throwing a billion colors that you like into it. Like she said, they have to tell a story. And I do think that her previous palette was really beautifully curated set of colors that just came together and were a family. The palette is very diverse, yet it is a family. It's a color story, you know, in one palette. I also love kind of categorizing and compartmentalizing things. So the fact that, you know, this entire thing is a collection, but they are separate palettes, I absolutely love that. I love the packaging. One of the big complaints in her last palette was that it didn't have a mirror. These, each and every single one has a mirror. The other thing too was that the names were not printed on the palette. On this palette, they are printed as well. So overall, a lot of people are saying the white gets dirty quickly, which is true, but again, white is so beautiful, and it's kind of a glossier material than her last palette, which is really easy to wipe. And the beauty of this is that they are sold individually as well. So if you don't want the entire vault collection and you just want one of the palettes, you can definitely do that. So needless to say, I am really excited with this palette. I'm excited that I received it today. I think the hardest part with this is deciding to create one look. And so I definitely knew that I wanted to start with the Armed and Gorgeous palette. I did dive into the Ring the Alarm palette a little as well, just to add some warmth. I'm really, really excited to play around with these some more. And because I have done a in-depth get ready with me video recently where I went over my updated foundation and concealer routine, I will leave that part out and focus solely on the eyes. So without further chatter, let's just get into the video. Alright, so I'm starting off with this beautiful mustardy color. I felt this is one of the easiest colors to blend. Since this collection is so pigmented, I felt that the darker the colors were, the harder it was to blend them out. Then I went in with some concealer and kind of just brightened that center of the lid, just to kind of give it a little bit more of that halo effect. Then going in with the darker and more cool toned glittery shade and applying that just to the sort of outer corner of the eye. Then going in with that warmer, more goldy flecked glitter color and applying that to the center of the lid. Then I went in with the softer orange color just to soften that crease. Then grabbing that nice warm burnt orange color and applying that to the lower lash line just to bring the whole look together. I had already filled in my brows. This is just to kind of help etch them out. Sometimes I do this right after I do brows, but I find that doing it after I've done my eyeshadow, the look always just looks a little bit more. Then for eyeliner, I just used one of the darkest colors in all of her collection here and just used an angled tipped brush to apply that. Then I was debating between these two lip colors. So for lips, I decided to go with the Bare Minerals liquid lipstick, and I will leave everything linked in the description box down below. Then going in with this Dior mascara, I do have a lash extension, so this is just to kind of make them look a little bit more voluminous and a little bit longer. Then taking the Kat Von D palette and just applying some of the banana powder under the eyes just to brighten up the look. And then I just set my face with the new Morphe Continuous Spray. I love the way this stuff sprays, and it's definitely one of my new favorite additions to my makeup routine. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this look, I absolutely love this collection, and I love supporting a fellow YouTuber on an amazing project that she's obviously worked really hard on, and I have just a ton of good things to say about it. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.